Okay, we are we are doing lesson 4, biological processes, part 1, and we've been talking about respiration and gaseous exchange in the alveoli. Okay, today we will talk about a type of respiration that takes place without oxygen. Okay, a type of respiration that takes place without oxygen, which is known as anaerobic respiration. Now, there are some animals that can respire without oxygen. For example, yeast. Okay, yeast is a type of organism that can breathe, that can live without oxygen. Now, this type of oxygen in which we breathe through without oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. What happens is that in this process, the glucose molecules break down into alcohol, carbon dioxide, and a small amount of energy. Okay. Now, see, when we um, do some activity that requires a lot of oxygen, okay, because when we are doing an activity such as running, okay, such as some major exercise, okay, our muscles are moving. So because all of our body is moving, we need more energy. And when we need more energy, okay, we need more oxygen. Okay, so that is why, like the way I was explaining you that yesterday, that I explained you yesterday, that when we are doing that much of activity, we need more energy. When we need more energy, we need more oxygen. So our body tries to breathe rapidly. Okay, that is, when you feel that your breathing is becoming rapid. Okay, you're breathing rapidly when you are exercising. Okay, so what happens? What happens sometimes? The amount of oxygen falls short in our body. Okay, because we are like unable to get a lot of oxygen when we are doing some major activity. That time, how our body, respires, how that time respiration takes place is through lactic acid. Okay, now this lactic acid, it forms in the muscles of the organs which are performing the work during anaerobic respiration by the organ. Now, there is a tingling sensation in the muscle due to the formation of lactic acid, which subsides on massaging or hot fermentation. Okay, see what happens is that when we run very fast, we do a lot of exercise, or when we're doing cycling for a long period of time, our body suddenly needs a large amount of energy. In such cases, oxygen falls short in our body and our muscles, if we are running and all cycling, in the leg muscles, lactic acid starts to form. Okay, something that is known as lactic acid starts to form, which gives energy, oxygen to our body. Okay, that is not through breathing. That's not through exactly breathing, but that produces energy through the formation of lactic acid. Okay. Now this helps the muscles, and you also feel a tingling sensation in the muscles when you're doing this, when you're doing some rapid exercises, maybe cycling, running. You're running very fast. Okay. So this is how we respire without oxygen through lactic acid. What are the key terms that you have to remember? The key words that there is lactic acid is formed in the muscles. Okay. And when we cycle or exercise for a long period of time, our body suddenly needs large amount of energy. Okay, so the amount of oxygen falls short and the body performs anaerobic respiration for a little while. Lactic acid is formed in the muscles, which has performed work during anaerobic respiration. And it also causes a tingling sensation in the muscles. Okay, let me see if I can show you an image of anaerobic respiration. Just a minute. Anaerobic exercises, okay, or you can see activities that leads to anaerobic respiration, okay. You can consider like both the activities may lead to anaerobic respiration, okay. Both may lead to anaerobic respiration, but given the intensity of it. Okay. Given the intensity of your workout. If you are doing some high level intensive workout that is requiring you much energy and your body is not able to work out that energy, provide that much oxygen just through breathing, only through breathing, it also shifts to anaerobic respiration. That is, it starts producing lactic acid in the muscles, okay, leading to anaerobic respiration. Questions? The alveoli in the lungs look like custard apple. Is that true or false? Okay, let's resume. The alveoli in the lungs look like custard apple. True or false? And false. False. Okay. Why do I think that it might be true even? Actually, the book mentions grapes, like a bunch of grapes. Okay. But have you seen a custard apple? It's also a cluster, you know? Anyways, exchange of gases between the air and blood takes place in the alveoli. Is that true or false?
True.
Yes, that is true. The blood carries oxygen from the lungs back to the heart. Is that true or false?
No.
True.
True.
The blood carries oxygen from the lungs back to the heart. Oh, yes, that is true. What, Hannah?
Ma'am, I said it was
It was true, you said?
yes.
Yeah. The blood is sent to all the organs to deliver carbon dioxide. Now, just give me a minute. The fourth MCQ. The blood is sent to all the organs to deliver carbon dioxide. Is that false? Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is that true or false? The fourth one.
Ma'am, false.
False. Yes. Because the blood delivers oxygen to the body. Okay. The blood is sent to all the organs to deliver oxygen. Complete the following sentences. Glucose formed after the digestion of food reacts with oxygen to form energy in dash. Glucose formed after the digestion of food reacts with oxygen to form energy in the. It can be either cells or it can be living beings.
Living beings.
Living beings. Okay. Carbon dioxide gas turns lime water milky. Okay. The air breathed out contains a large amount of what gas? Can anybody tell me now? Yes. Breathe out, okay? Breathe out. Carbon dioxide. The respiration which takes place in the absence of oxygen is called what type of respiration?
Aerobic respiration.
Anaerobic respiration. Okay. Anaerobic respiration. Dash is formed in the muscles during anaerobic respiration. What is formed in the muscles during anaerobic respiration? What type of what acid is it that is formed here?
L- Lactic acid.
Lactic acid. Yes, lactic acid. Okay. Now, the next part is very simple. The respiration process in other organisms. Okay. Now see, many organisms, they breathe through different ways. Okay. They breathe in different ways. The common is breathing through their lungs, the respiration that humans do. Okay. Then we have some organisms which breathe through their gills, some organisms that breathe through their skin. Okay. Their skin, their gills, besides their nose. Okay. Now, like man, most of the animals possess lungs for respiration. Animals such as cow, buffalo, dog, cat, goat, lion, all birds, alligator, frog, etc., respire through their lungs. But many animals respire through their skin. Also, many animals respire through special pores found in their body or openings in their body, pores in their body, or by gill slits. Now, animals respiring through the skin. Now, have you ever touched the skin of an earthworm? It is always wet and slimy. If you've seen an earthworm, okay, it looks wet and slimy. Earthworms absorb oxygen from the air by their skin and release carbon dioxide in the air through it. But to breathe, the skin of earthworm should be moist. Okay, moisture should be there in the skin of the earthworm. Okay, so it absorbs the oxygen molecules through the air, through the skin, and releases the CO2 through the skin. Okay, this is the reason that the earthworms they die in the sun and hide inside the moist soil to keep themselves moist. You must have known this that the earthworms they go into the soil and live. They cannot like survive under the sun rays directly, so they get under the wet sand, wet soil, and there they make their home. There they live. Okay, this helps in keeping their skin moist. Okay, and when their skin is moist, they are able to breathe through it. Now, like earthworms, yes. Any question? Any questions?
Ma'am, what are salamanders?
What are salamanders? Salamanders are something like this. Okay, the middle image. The middle image. Okay, salamanders are something like this. You can say that they come in the group of lizards. Okay, and all. So salamanders, they look something like that. Okay. Have you seen that thing that changes color when they get stuck to a surface? Okay,
Ma'am, the
something
chameleon.
like that is salamander. Yeah,
Ma'am,
something like that.
chameleon.
Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, the animal that changes color is chameleon.
Something like that. It looks something like that. Okay. Yes. Now, generally, frogs breathe through their lungs, but they can also breathe through their skin. Now, about the frog, they are quite special because they can breathe through the lungs and also their skin. Okay, if you talk about their adaptation, they can live on land and what? Both. Okay, they are adapted to live on land, they are adapted to live in water. They can breathe through the lungs when they are on the land. Okay, they can breathe in the water also, they can breathe through their skin also. Okay, now this is about a frog. But what about breathing through the pores? Pores are special openings. Okay, pores are special openings. Now, if you've seen a cockroach, okay, if you've seen a cockroach, they have a strong, they have like a tube-like thing, okay? They have a tube-like things, the tubules. These tubules, when they get inside, they are connected together, okay? They are connected together, these tubules in the body. So from these tubules, from this opening, the oxygen enters them, and then the trachea means the windpipe is spread all inside their body. Okay, so through this, the oxygen is spread. This network of these tubes is spread all over the body. Okay, they open on the surface like this, which are called spiracles. These are called spiracles. Okay. Now, the network of trachea through the spiracles. All the cells of the body take oxygen from the air present in this network and release carbon dioxide in this air. And oxygen also comes in through the spiracles, and carbon dioxide also gets released out through the spiracles. Okay. All the cells of the body take oxygen from the air present in this network and release carbon dioxide in this air. This air comes out of the body through the spiracle, and new oxygen-rich air again enters the body. Okay, so besides lungs, organisms breathe through skin, organisms breathe through special pores, openings, and they breathe through gills. How do fish breathe through gills? How do fish breathe through gills? Then we have water. We have water. There are molecules of oxygen that is dissolved in the water. Okay, there are molecules of oxygen dissolved in the water. Okay, so what happens is that the fish takes in water in their mouth. Okay, the fish takes in water. Okay, the water goes into their mouths, and that the water passes through the gills. Okay, these are the gills. The water passes through the gills. The oxygen molecules are absorbed from the gills. Now, the gills have a lot of blood vessels. Okay, the gill slits in the fish contain a lot of blood vessels. So, when the water goes in the fish's body, it goes through the gills. The blood vessels present in the gills absorb the oxygen molecules from the water, and the remaining water flows out of the body of the fish. Okay, remaining water flows out. You see this arrow? This is the water flowing out. Okay, and you see these small arrows here? This is absorption. Absorbing the O2 from water. From water. Okay, absorbing the oxygen from water. The molecules come in, go to the fish's bloodstream, and the water goes out. Okay, that is how breathing takes place in the fish. Okay, now the blood flowing through gill slits absorbs the oxygen through water. Many animals living in water, like whale, dolphin, etc., they breathe through lungs. Okay, some fish, such as whale and dolphin, they have lungs to breathe. How do they breathe through lungs when they are living inside water? At frequent intervals, they come at the surface. Okay, you must have seen in movies that whale is coming on top and blowing out water from its nostril. Okay, you must have seen it in some videos or something. So why do these whales and dolphin they come at the surface to breathe? Okay, and then again after breathing, they go beneath. Now when they go beneath, they are able to hold their breath for a long period of time. They are able to hold their breath for a long period of time, and then when they feel like breathing again, they swim back up to the surface, breathe, and then go down. Okay, this is how breathing takes place in whales and dolphin because they have lungs. Understood? Understood the different types of breathing that takes place in organisms? Any doubt till now? No? Okay. Do plants also breathe? Does breathing takes place in plants also? Yes, plants also breathe. That is true. Now, like all living beings, plants also need energy. In their cells also, the food particles in the presence of oxygen break down to form carbon dioxide and energy. Okay, in humans, the food, okay, reacts with oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide, water, and energy. In the animals, also, okay, the food particles break down in the presence of oxygen to give out CO2, water, and energy. It means plants also need oxygen. All parts of the plant take oxygen from the air. Roots also need oxygen. So the roots, what do? Do you know that oxygen molecules are also trapped in the soil? Okay, in the soil also oxygen molecules are trapped beneath the ground. In the soil, oxygen molecules are trapped. So the roots of the plants, they take up these oxygen molecules from beneath the soil, okay, and absorb it. Because air is trapped between the soil, okay, air is trapped between the soil, and this trapped air has oxygen molecules. That is why plants should not be watered too much, as then the water takes place of the air in the soil. That is why it's necessary to hold the soil. Have you heard this process? Have you heard this process where uh, the gardeners continuously like make holes in the soil? There is a thing, a device that looks like this, a hole. They continuously hoe the soil, okay, mix up the soil, make some space in the soil, and so on. Why do they do that? Why do we make space in the soil? So that air can get there and the roots can take oxygen from the air present in the soil. If we water the plant too much now, the spaces that are there in the soil will fill with water. Okay. So it might not, might not, the plant might not get oxygen. Why do then how in the seas they get oxygen? Okay, the water. Okay, that is because there are plants beneath the sea. Okay, there are plants beneath the sea. Many plants, many different types of plants are present beneath the sea. Okay, and plants take in CO2 and give out oxygen. You know that. Okay, so plants are giving oxygen, leaving oxygen inside the sea. That is, and that oxygen is used up by the fish to breathe in the sea. So that is the process that goes on in which all these organisms are dependent on each other. Okay, the plants, the fish, and everyone is dependent on each other for life. Okay, this is how that works. Tomorrow we will be meeting. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, it is mentioned that if we water plants too much, ma'am, the oxygen molecules in the soil will get absorbed by the water. Ma'am, what about plants living in the ocean, ma'am? How do they get oxygen?
Plants living in the ocean, how do they get? See, plants living in the ocean, oxygen and carbon dioxide is all dissolved. Okay, in the ocean, oxygen molecules, carbon dioxide molecules is all dissolved. So from the ocean, the plants take. Okay, and also one more thing. The plants that are beneath the sea. Okay, sometimes it happens that they may not get a lot of sunlight. Okay, they may not get a lot of sunlight. My video was off or what? I didn't notice that. Hmm. Okay. So, so what happens is that there is a rule of adaptation here also. Okay, adaptation. The plants that are in the water are different from the plants that live in that grow on the land. Okay, there is adaptation also. The plants that live in water are adapted to, live without very strong sunlight. Okay, there are plants that are adapted to live with very less water, survive with very less water. And there are plants that are adapted to live inside water. There are plants that are adapted to live outside water, but on the land, but they need a lot of water. Okay, so different plants are there and different are their adaptations. So, and they adapt according to the place that they live. The water plants are different, the plants on the land are different. Okay, and accordingly they prepare their food and respire. Okay, Okay. Hi, Joshua. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Okay. Break for your 5 minutes break and then come back. Okay, let's begin. Hmm. Please turn on the videos. Mhm. Joshua, I will send you yesterday's lecture today, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So you can just go and watch it. All right. We have been doing. Can you please mute yourself, Eva? Okay. We have been doing types of the quadrilaterals chapter, and today we'll do types of quadrilaterals and their properties. Okay. Types of quadrilaterals and their properties. The first one that we will study is going to be a rectangle. Mm, okay. Please, you can draw it with me. Mark the 4 points. Now, you know that a rectangle is a quadrilateral which has 4 sides, 4 angles. Okay. The properties are that its opposite sides are equal. That is one property. Okay. Another property is that all the angles are 90 degree. I'm going to write this all down. Okay. Mm. It is a quadrilateral which all angles are equal to 90 degree. Okay. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Equal means that if this is 4, this will also be 4. If this is 2, this is also 2 centimeter. Okay, means the opposite sides will be equal to each other. Okay, all the angles are right angles. Okay, all the angles are right angle means are equal to 90 degrees. All four angles are 90 degrees. Okay, third property is that the diagonals are equal and bisect each other. Okay, diagonals are equal and bisect each other. What does that mean, bisect? I will draw diagonals, means two lines that pass from the edges in the joint. Okay, and then this cutting each other. Basically, the word cutting means bisecting. Okay, you can see that they are cutting each other, the two lines. Okay, the two lines, so that these two lines inside it are called the diagonals. Okay, they are cutting each other, cutting, bisecting. Okay, and if this is if one is 3.5 centimeter, this whole AC, the line AC 3.5 centimeter, then the line BD, the other diagonal, will also be 3.5 centimeter. Okay, means both the diagonals are equal in measure. Okay, they are equal and they bisect means cut each other. Okay, that is your rectangle. Please tell me when you are done writing, so we will move on.
Can, ma'am.
Done,
Okay, okay,
done, ma'am.
okay, okay,
Done, ma'am.
okay. Okay, then I'm clearing it. The next one. The next one is a square, very similar to a rectangle, but a little bit different. Square is also a type of quadrilateral. Okay, square is also a type of quadrilateral. Make it, make it with me, please. Name the sides A, B, C, and D. Write down. A quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal and all the angles are right angles. Is called a square. Okay. The properties are just that. Mm. All the sides are equal. Equal sides. Angles are equal, 90 degree. All right angles. And diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other at right angle. Okay. Diagonals are equal and bisect at right angle. 90 degree. Do you know that in a square, the sides and the diagonals, all of them are of equal measure? If the sides are all 5 centimeters, 5, 5, 5, and 5, the two diagonals will also be 5 centimeters. Okay? Two diagonals will also be 5 centimeter, and the angles will all be 90 degree. Okay? Angles will all be equal to 90 degree. That is why we say that the sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. Okay, because usually it's made up of, some are just the 90, 90, 90, and 90. Others also, the four-sided figures, all the four-sided quadrilaterals, the sum is always 360 degrees. Okay. A triangle sum is always, triangles, the sum of all the angles of a triangle is always 180, quadrilateral 360. Okay. Done writing,
Yes, ma'am.
everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Johanna, finish writing.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. The next one that we will see is called the rhombus. Okay. The next one that we are going to see is known as a rhombus. It looks Can you mute yourself, please? Now, a rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal, all sides are equal, but the angles, but the angles may not be 90 or may be 90. Okay, the angles may or may not be right angles. Okay, yes, okay. Opposite sides of a rhombus are parallel. Diagonals bisect at right angles. Let me show you the diagonals. Um, Diagonals can be made like that. Okay. And here you will be forming 90-degree angles. Okay. Got it. Please tell me when you're done writing. Okay. Okay. There is something very, interesting that I'll share with you. Okay. And I'll share with you. It's the relation between these quadrilaterals. Okay. There are questions related to this in your book, so I'll tell you. Okay. Now, about the rhombus. Every square is a rhombus, but every rhombus may or may not be a square. Okay. Now, what is this thing? Every square is a rhombus. Okay. Every square is a rhombus, but a rhombus may or may not be a square. Why? Because in a rhombus, if a rhombus, see, all sides are equal in a rhombus, but all angles are not 90-degree. But in a square, all angles are 90-degree. Okay. So now, because why is every square a rhombus? Okay. Because every rhombus, all sides are equal. But why every rhombus cannot be a square is because in a rhombus, all the angles may not be 90. When it is 90, it can be considered a square. But in a rhombus, when the angles are not equal to 90, it will not be considered a square. But uh, a square is a rectangle, but it is considered that a square is a rectangle as well as a rhombus. Okay, why a rhombus? Because of the sides. Why a rectangle? Because of the angles. Because what's the similarity between a square and rectangle? All the angles are equal to 90 degrees. Okay, that is the similarity. Now, note that a square is always a rectangle. Okay, but not all rectangles are squares. Okay, not all rectangles are squares. Okay, so Just like after me explaining this to you, just give this a read from the book also. Okay. That what is what and what is what not. Okay. It will be fun. It will be a fun activity for you. Just read it from the book also at home. Okay. That's also your homework. Done writing?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one we will do. We can do trapezium. Please draw trapezium. Make one small line. Make two lines outwards. Join that at the bottom. Okay. That would be your trapezium. Now, name it. We will name it. Okay. A, B, C, and D. A quadrilateral in which two sides are parallel is called a trapezium. See, that is the speciality of trapezium, that two sides are parallel. This AB and BC, AB and BC are parallel to each other, whereas AD and BC, if you extend them upwards, they will go and cut each other. Okay, they will go upwards and they will cut each other. So no, the AD and BC are not parallel, but AB and DC are parallel. Okay. Trapezium is also called a trapezoid. Okay. Trapezium is also called a trapezoid.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah.
Uh, ma'am, the two diagonal lines, ma'am, should both of them be equal?
Should both of them be equal? No, not necessarily. Okay. They uh they doesn't have to be, they don't have to be equal. Okay. Now, when two lines are parallel, the perpendicular distance between them always remains the same. Okay. Always remains the same. What is the perpendicular distance exactly? Let, let's show you. Hmm. Can you see that this distance between AB and DC, this distance between AB and DC. This will always remain the same because they both are parallel. The two lines are parallel. So the distance between AB and DC will always remain the same. This distance between two parallel lines now, the distance between two parallel lines is called perpendicular distance. whenever you hear the term perpendicular distance, it is referred to the distance between two parallel lines. Okay, I will write it. Perpendicular distance remains the same. Okay. Trapezium would have two diagonals. Okay. But it will also have altitude, something that is called an altitude. Okay. How will I make an altitude? Like this. These are altitudes on the line AB. Okay. So the altitudes are also equal. Okay. It is a quadrilateral. With equal altitudes. Okay. A quadrilateral with equal altitudes. Done writing.
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Two quadrilaterals are left. Can you guess which ones? Can anybody guess which two quadrilaterals are left?
Ma'am, I didn't hear you.
Yes, Hannah?
Ma'am, I did not hear you, ma'am.
You didn't hear me. I am asking, can you guess which two quadrilaterals are left?
Ma'am, will it be one parallelogram? No.
Yes. Yes. Parallelogram. Parallelogram is a four-sided figure in which all the sides are parallel. The opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay, so yes, one is parallelogram. What is the other one? Anybody? The other figure.
Right.
Kite. Yes, that is right. The kite. When we'll meet again, we are going to do parallelogram and kites because right now I'm going to explain you about a little bit about the quiz. Okay, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? You'll have the quiz tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am, will the quiz be at 12:30 or 11:40?
Uh, for the quiz, I will maybe shorten the science class a little bit. Okay. First, you will have science class regular. Okay. And 11:40 na. Okay, you can join for the quiz at 12:15. Okay, 12:15, Joshua. Okay, 12:15 we will start the quiz. Okay, science class I will end at 12:10. From 12:10 to 12:15 I will give you a break. 12:15 to 1 p.m. we will have the quiz. Okay. the maths quiz that is based on the chapter triangles. A little bit about the quiz. Okay, round one. Pick the correct, okay, or MCQ questions will be there in which all of you will get a chance to answer. MCQ type of questions will be there. You have to choose the correct, and for every answer, every correct answer, I will give you points. Okay, points will be there. Round two. Round two is going to be fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in the blanks. Then same way, all of you will get the chance to answer, and I will give you marks. Okay. Round three is gonna be your identify. What is identify? Identify, maybe you have, I'll show you an image and you will have to identify what is it. Okay, what type of triangle or what is it? Okay, that way. Identify. Okay, then we also do buzzer round where any type of question can come. Okay, buzzer round, any type of question can come. In the buzzer round, the question gets displayed on the screen. Whoever raises the hand first gets the chance to answer first. Okay, that is the buzzer round. Whoever raises the hand first gets the chance to answer first. And whoever answers first will get the marks. Okay, that is the buzzer round. Okay, then I may as well in the round five, if I feel the need, I will keep a round five. This is final. This much is final. If I feel the need, I will keep round five. It will either be bonus or final buzzer. Okay. Usually round five, usually I do final buzzer round. Okay. What happens in final buzzer? One question you get. Okay. One question. And this is the highest weightage question. Maybe I'll give it a 4 mark question. Say MCQ one mark question, fill up 1 mark question, identify 1 mark question, buzzer 1 mark question. The last final buzzer round, I give a 4 mark question, a bigger mark question. Whoever answers first will get directly 4 points. Okay. Whoever answers first will directly get 4 points. Okay, so that is how final buzzer round works. Okay, 4 or 5 points I give directly in the final buzzer round. This is how your quiz is going to be. Okay, this will be the format for your quiz. Okay, please prepare and keep. Johanna, you will be participating, right? Yeah. Okay. Want all of you to participate. Eva, you can also prepare the triangles chapter. Okay, revise the triangles chapter and you can also participate. So there are 5 of you. Okay. All right. So we'll have the science class half an hour and then we'll have the maths class. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, you in the group, ma'am, you mentioned that the presentation day would be at 8th of June.
Yes.
Ma'am, we have meetings at that time, ma'am. So can I present it tomorrow only at science class?
Can you present it tomorrow? Why not 8, Hannah?
Ma'am, we're busy at 8th of June, ma'am. We have meetings and videos.
Okay. So you won't be able to attend the class on 8th of June?
Yes, ma'am, and there would be poor network there.
Okay. So we can shift it to maybe 10th of June. Okay. Like we can shift the date a little bit for the presentation. Okay. And later on you can do it. Okay. The science presentation. Eva, we are also going to do a science presentation. Okay. Yes, Hannah.
Ma'am, I am actually busy all week.
All
I,
week.
I don't know if I'll join that week, ma'am. I will confirm with my mother, but mostly I'm there.
Okay. Okay. All right then. Then, okay. Will you be Monday, na? That is around next week. Next week, all week you're busy. Yeah. Okay. So, Hannah, you can present tomorrow. If you are going to be busy all week next week, you can present it tomorrow in the science class. That's fine. Okay. No problem. All right. Okay. We will stop here for today, and I'm going to see you all tomorrow. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.